Hello everyone. In this session, let me show you how to construct hypocycloid using AutoCAD software. Alright, before start constructing, let me give you some details related to hypocycloid. Now the procedure is almost the same the way we have implemented for cycloid and epicycloid. Now I'm going to construct this using a software called AutoCAD, which is a 2D drafting tool where this will help you to make your construction easy, better, precise. All right, let me take some data. Let us take a given data. The question as small r is equal to 30 millimeters and capital R is equal to, let us say, some 120 millimeters. This is directly given, or else they may give you in terms of diameter, which you need to convert to radiuses. Accordingly, you have to fulfill the task. Now the question is, what is a hypocycloid? You have a directing circle, okay, followed by a generating circle, okay, which will roll inside in this direction. Okay, it will roll. Accordingly, it will travel up to a distance of its circumference, okay, which is 2 pi r. And so here, if I consider this as the reference point, the the curve traced by a reference point and making mark at every instance is nothing but a hypocycloid again. The curve is going to be in the downward direction this time. Okay, this is how you get the final curve. And if you look at what is the angle it is going to measure, what is the angle it is going to measure with respect to both the circumferences, both the circumferences, the generative circle circumference and the directing circle circumference. Okay, so the formula remains the same. Theta is equal to small r upon capital 360 degrees. If this is the case, directly the data is given 30 upon 120 360. Okay, if you cut and calculate, you will get around 120 90 degrees. Okay, so here the theta is going to be 90 degrees. Alright, theta is going to be 90 degrees. Now while drawing, as I have discussed previously also, either you can draw this line of directing circle radius, you can draw horizontal. Accordingly, a curve can be drawn, okay, followed by, here you get the generating circle. Accordingly, curve will be generated. This is how you get. Okay, but if you want to have a proper elevation of the curve, and if you want to make it symmetrical with respect to vertical, then what you're supposed to do, the curve should be of this kind. Okay, then it looks better and proper understanding will definitely be there. So for that reason, what we'll try to do, we'll calculate this horizontal only, means 180 degrees. So whatever the angle you got, that we'll try to do 180 minus 90 degrees by 2, which will give you 90 by 2, which is equal to 45 degrees angle. So this horizontal should maintain an angle of 45 degrees with respect to the horizontal. Then other things easily becomes to the required angle. So that is what I'll try to do now. Let us go with this particular software. Now let me take a line command, L enter. I'll just specify the first point and I'll click on F8 from the keyboard. F8 will help me to go with any angle. Accordingly, I'll go with 4590, okay, because I want to measure a distance of measure an angle of 45 degrees. 45 degrees. Okay, so if this is maintaining 45, I'll take up to some infinite distance, then I'll come out of it. Okay, this is the line I have drawn, then followed by, let me draw the directing circle radius. Circle from here. What is the radius we have considered? We have considered a radius of 120. Let me take it as 120. Alright, so it become bigger than the required line. Then let me move with respect to the center up to some distance. Okay, similarly let me move the line also, or else you can redraw. Select, but if you could understand this, then it becomes easy for you to understand the software also. Okay, so where should I place? I supposed to place at the center, but I'm not unable to get. If you take the cursor onto the circumference of the circle, then you could see the center of the line circle. I'll select this, I'll just drag the line up to some infinite distance, or else you can redraw it again. That is always better. Okay, because we are not sure whether the line what we have drawn is perfect maintaining angle or not. Okay, so what I do, I'll start here, I'll go with 45 degrees, so overall it should be 135. This side, have a look, it should maintain 135 angle. Okay, 135, this side is maintaining, to the right it is maintaining 135, so 135 plus 45 should become 180. Okay, 135, 140, 180, so this is correct. Escape. So this is the required line, followed by the same line again, need to rotate by 90 degrees. Let me rotate the same line. Select, RO is the command, enter, select a point. Now I could able to rotate the way I want, but I want it to rotate up to 90 degrees. Okay, but by default, if I want to rotate 90 degrees in a clockwise direction, 90 degrees in a clockwise direction, then I supposed to copy the line, existing line I have copied. Now give a negative value, minus 90, minus 90 will take that value. Okay, now I got a copy of this line to the other side, maintaining an angle of 90 degrees. Now this is a now this curve, bottom curve is not required, that you can trim. Now again I'll draw one more circle of radius. What is the radius we have considered here? It is 30, of radius 30, and let me move the circle M, copy, to point. Okay, if I move in this fashion, then it becomes a problem. Let me move first onto the line, then I'll just select the circle, M, enter. I just catch hold of this intersection. No, better I catch hold of the top intersection, M, enter, because try to understand why I'm picking this point, because I would like to intersect that point with the circle. Alright, but there is some Control Z, select, M, enter, select this intersection, followed by, so let me check it out whether all the this way, yeah, everything is on. Let me intersection also, let me turn on intersection also, so that I can catch that point. I'm unable to catch this point. Okay, let me see. No, there is some problem in connecting. Let me redraw the circle because I want to join that particular circle with let me start somewhere here, or else maybe at this point, the radius of 30. Select the circle, move it till this intersection. Now it is fine. Let me trim the unwanted, then we'll see. This side let me remove. Alright, it is passing properly. Okay, when I trim, I could see that. Now I just trim this line also. Why I have trimmed that line, I'll just let you know, because I would like to divide the circle into 8 parts or 12 parts. In my case, I would go with 8 only. Let me select, let me draw a simple line passing, I mean reaching till the center. Then I would like to change the color of the line. Let me select and change the color. Okay, I want a copy of this line throughout the circumference of the circle, 8 in number. So I'll say array ARR, array or polar with respect to the center of the circle, and I want a copy of 8 number. Okay, this is fine. Okay, now when I divide this circle into 8 parts, I suppose to divide the central curve also into 8 parts. I suppose to draw that curve now. For that, offset, enter O, enter, select this, select the curve O, enter, and through, yes, through. I would like to place at the center. You can zoom out and see, check it out. Again, select here, select passing through this point, select passing through this curve, select passing through the last one. Alright, now to differentiate all the curves, let me change the color of the central curve, which is, I just would like to go with red color, or else blue would be better, I think so. Okay, now whatever the parts you have divided with respect to the circle, same number of parts you are supposed to divide for the curve also. Divide is the command available. Select. So I want to make some 8 numbers. Got it. Okay, 8 parts. Now for your better understanding, let me extend these curves the way you do in conventional representation. EX double enter. I would like to extend this curve, followed by the last one. Alright, I got it. Let me number this for your better understanding. Let me take text txt command and place it here. Let me go with true size. That is okay by default, and 0 angle. Okay, fine. Let me click, and here let me write it as P. Alright. Text, enter, specifying the point where I would like to place. Then 2 is the height. Yes, it is okay, or else you can go with 3. Height of 3, enter. Angle should be 0 only. This for a time I just, yeah, P is a point I would like to position. Select the point, control, I'm copying it, I'm pasting it at this point. Okay, then again at this point, so this is how we place the points conventionally when you draw it on a sheet. Okay, so I'm calling this P as the reference point, then followed by 1 2 3 points, whatever you consider. Now let me edit this text. Let me edit the text. This one I call it as 1.1, and this one 0.2. Accordingly, I'll try to change the other points also. 0.4, 0.5. Accordingly, you get 6 here. You're not supposed to give any number to the central curve. Then this is 8. But I made mistake somewhere. Yeah, this is 6. This is supposed to be 7 because P acts as the reference acts as 8 point. Yeah. This is how I just try to give the notations, and accordingly again I'll copy the point and place it here. Let me call it as text edit. I'll go with again, select the point and call it as C. Okay, accordingly whatever the, now let me select this. This is C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, and the final point is C8. Okay, now I'm not going to give all the notations because it becomes a bit clumsy, so I give only few. Let me call it as C1. This has C2, sorry, C4, C4. This has 7, center point. This is 8, C8. All right. Now the procedure the procedure remains the same like what we do earlier for cycloid and epicycloid. I would like to move now. Let us imagine that the circle started moving from its position M, enter. Let me pick the center point. It has traveled till C1. So the intersection of the circle and the first curve, here this becomes your first point P1. PO, let me take an intersection point there. Yeah, this I got it as P1. Alright, accordingly that circle changes its position or moves to the next point, which is C2, and intersection of those two, which are two, this is circle and this curve, and this is the point. PO is the command to place a point. Similarly, select the circle and move M, enter, followed by pick it till the third position. So intersection of circle and third curve will give you the next point, which is this point. Alright, accordingly we'll try to trace it one by one. Again I'll go with the circle selection, moving it till the next point, which is fourth one. The intersection of these two, PO, enter. I would like to place a point here. Again circle, move, enter, next to the fifth one, and intersection of those two, PO, enter. This is the point. Accordingly the same pattern again to the next point. This is just C7, center, PO, intersection of circle and the curve, intersection of circle and the curve. Have a look, this is that point. Okay, now you can check it out. This curve 6, this point is 6. If you go through the same curve, you find 6, you find 2 also. Okay, 2, 6, because both are coinciding with respect to that particular curve. M, enter. I would like to shift this to 7. Intersection of those two again. Those two means the circle and the 7th point. This is that point. Alright, next select, move, this point to 8. Remember, when you move, when the circle moves to the last end point, it should definitely meet with the coincident point here, end point of the circumference distance. That you should remember. That is very much important point to be noted. because when you draw conventionally you don't have that idea. Wherever you get, you try to pick that particular point where the curve goes wrong completely. Check, you are supposed to check that out. Now let me color this, because all are looking yellow. Let me color this point P1, P2, this is P3, P4, P5, 6, 7, 8. Let me change the color so that it look better. Yeah, these are the points, red color markings. Now I'll go with a command called spline, SPL, enter, starting at this point. This is the second point, this is P2, and zoom out and see P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8. Alright, this is how it travel. Let's just say enter. Now check the curve. This is how the hypocycloid curve look like. Let me change the color, maybe black, or else let me go with some other color. Gray, no, it is not looking good. Blue, red would be okay. Okay, this is how a hypocycloid is constructed by using the software, where you could see I have not missed even a point, not one distance also. Okay, the red color curve is nothing but the curve which you are supposed to draw, whether it is conventional or by using a software. Okay, now other than this, again you are supposed to mention if this is P, next point becomes P1. Let me show you that. Select, copy, paste it here, and text, edit this one to P1. Alright, this is how it look like. Similarly, you get point till P8. This is how the curve look like, which will pass something like this when the circle rolls under another circle. If you want, you can trim unwanted. This is not required. Okay, this is how it look like. And if you want to project the same on a drawing sheet, even that can be done. Layout. This is how it look like. Let me delete this point P. Delete. Yeah. Let me move the complete sketch. Enter near. So, all right, and look at the. Okay, let me see this. Let me fit it to the window. Z. Enter. Okay, there's something else existing in the window. That is the reason we can't see that sketch there. Let me. Enter. Z all, zoom all. Still there is something in between, so okay, fine. This is how it look like. Okay, this is how the construction of a hypocycloid is constructed. This is all for the discussion. Thank you.